Are Rusev and Lana's careers in jeopardy because of recent international incidents? Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason. Um, this has become a low rumbling topic I'm seeing discussed across the IWC over the course of the last few days, ever since uh, that horrible plane crash in the Ukraine. Um, I don't want to turn this into a big controversial political video, okay? This is a wrestling topic video. But this sucks. I hate talking about this stuff. This is such a sensitive subject, but I wanted to at least touch on it because it is a hot topic. It is going to become a hot topic. If you watch the WWE, you know that Rusev and Lana's character are pro-Russian, pro-Putin, whatever. When their characters came to the main roster and they started doing the whole, coming out, doing promos and stuff, that I thought it was cool. It had a classic feel to it, very similar to, it had the same, in my opinion, it had the same feeling of when Sheik came out with Nikolai Volkov. And, they would sing the Russian national anthem, get booed and everything, and then Sheik would be like, America, Hatui, stuff, classic stuff, that's the stuff that I grew up on. I love that stuff. It's, but when I was a kid, I didn't realize, how hated they were. They really were hated, because back in that time, that was back in the 80s, that was the cold, what do they call that, the Cold War, all the heat between the U.S. and the USSR, and yeah, that was kind of a scary time because, everybody started beefing up their defenses just in case something went down. And now between 20 to 30 years later, about 30, I just turned 40, and now I'm seeing like the next, version of that play out on WWE television. When this all started, and like I said, they started doing promos and everything. I made a joke on ringsidenews.com. I don't know if it was to a picture or was to an article or what it was, but I made this statement on there saying, these guys will do something in the sense of these guys will do well right up until the point that World War III starts, and then Vince will fire them. And I meant that as a joke. But if you pay attention, and I don't watch a lot of international news because the little stuff that's been coming out lately absolutely scares the shit out of me. It really does. There's stuff going on between China and Japan in the seas over there. There's, these sanction talks between Obama and Putin. There's, there's all these little rumblings going across the planet, and it's, I said to my dad the other day, I'm like, all it takes is one cranky person waking up in the wrong mood and, decides, hey, today's the day, I'm going to press the button, and we're done. That's it. The planet is done. That's, and I hate feeling like that, but that's, with everything slowly building lately internationally, it scares the crap out of me sometimes. So that's my 2 cents on that. Like, I want to keep this a wrestling topic video, but I wanted to just throw my opinion on there. It's scary. It really is. I try not to think about it too much, but I'm like, geez Louise, what, where is this planet going? Um, good stuff. And a lot of this stuff is getting compared to the things that happened back in 2005 with Muhammad Hassan. He had the pro-Iran character, or Iraq, Iran, whatever it was. He came out in the turban and like the sheik and everything. And then there was the London bombings. And then his character was kept off of television until, was it the Great American Bash? I believe that's what the pay-per-view was. I just went back on YouTube a couple days ago just to see some of the events leading up to his departure. And yeah, I remember that was hot stuff back then. That really was. Vince McMahon, after having Muhammad Hassan lose to the Undertaker at the Great American Bash, released him because of international incidents. I think he was trying to save face, in a sense. He didn't want to get a lot of hate on his company for doing the wrong thing. And all these guys are characters, but in the same way, I understand what Vince is thinking is. He's trying to save face. He's trying to make sure that he keeps his fans. I mean, who knows how many people out there, and I don't know, but this is just a guess. Who knows how many people out there watch the Rusev stuff and put this in line with international events and think, oh, well, if Rusev wins, I'm not watching WWE no more. How many people this week have said that? From the crash in Ukraine, how many people have said that? I think I have a feeling that Rusev and Lana, after tonight's pay-per-view, may be taken off television for quite a while. Either, I think it would be and it sucks because I like Rusev and I like Lana. They're a great pair. They get a lot of heat. And Rusev's a good wrestler. He reminds me of like a young Taz, a brawler, a kind of a technical brawler, sort of. And Lana's just flat out gorgeous. You want to talk about eye candy? There's your eye candy in the WWE. But you also got to say, well, in light of all the budget cuts that the WWE is doing, how easy is it going to be for Vinnie Mac to just pull the plug on the whole thing to save face? Because Rusev's been on quite the roll. He really has. I mean, he's plowed through everyone that stood in his way, whether it was, Kofi, Big E, all those guys he's been facing over the course of the last couple months since his debut. But since, was it the night after WrestleMania is when he debuted? I think. I forget. But anyways, over the course of the last few months, he's been just rolling over everyone. And now, like I said in my prediction video recently, I think he's finally met his match. I'll tell you what I would do if I was Vince McMahon. And Vince is sensitive to this stuff. You can see it by how he's done business recently over the last few years. You know, whenever there's, if you want to know how Vinnie Mac thinks, look at what happens when Raw falls on a holiday, July 4th, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, all that stuff. You're always going to see a promo on the TV leading off the show to show something pro-American, pro-military, whatever, in honoring our fallen heroes. Whatever holiday it is, Vinnie Mac is behind it. And he's never had a bad promo, in my opinion, as far as, the people, his production crew that puts out those, hands down, some of the greatest promo guys out there. The stuff they put out is great. And I would be absolutely shocked if Rusev wins. I think it would be... I think it would be in bad taste. I said in my prediction video that Swagger's going to win. And I'm sticking by that. I think Swagger beats him. And I think Rusev gets... you don't want to see people lose their job. But in light of, like I said, in light of international events and all the tension that's going on right now, I think it's smart for him to at least take those two off of television for the rest of the summer, repackage them down at NXT, come up with something. I don't know. And they've repackaged people before. Sometimes successfully, sometimes unsuccessfully. I'm not going to go through a whole list of, oh, well, this guy became this and was great. And this guy went to this and that guy sucked. Well, I'm not going to do that in this video. All I'm saying is Rusev, I think, is one of those guys. I think you could change him into something else. What? I don't know. I'm not going to fathom to guess what Vinnie Mac could do with him. I hope he stays employed and gets repackaged, but I also hope that Swagger beats the hell out of him. That's what Americans are feeling like, They're pissed. Going back to the crash for just a minute, it doesn't matter if it's 1, it doesn't matter if it's 5, it doesn't matter if it's 12, it doesn't matter what number of Americans or any nationality were on that plane that went down in the Ukraine. It doesn't matter. The fact is almost 300 people died, and it's tragic. It's absolutely horrible. And if this doesn't start off World War III, man, or a war, I wouldn't want to be Obama right now. Hell no. Dude's going gray quick. He certainly will in the coming months. He'll go all gray from dealing with all this crap. I may not like our president, but I certainly would not want to be in his shoes right now. dealing with all this. It's scary. It's scary shit. It really is. So, in closing, what's going to happen with Rusev and Lana? Um, I don't know. I do think Vince is going to do the right thing and have him lose tonight at Battleground. Now, depending on when you're watching this, you'll find out later whether that happens or not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Pay-per-views in a few hours. Should be a great show. I have a feeling it's going to be a very loud crowd tonight when it comes to Rusev and Swagger. Swagger is probably going to get the pop of the night. I predict it right now. I predict that Swagger will get the pop of the night. She's going to come out with an American flag, and it's going to be next to being one of the greatest American pops of all time. It's going to rank right up there with, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, something classic like that. I really think it is. So, what do you guys think? Put it in the comments below. Do you think Rusev's job is safe? Do you think Lana's job is safe? Do you think they're going to disappear off of TV soon? Put it in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys think. All right, thanks for watching.